Richard traveled in 2018. What was interesting that Richard also was looking for his roots, and he traveled with teenage daughter. We do not have too many multi-generational clients. Usually children are not that interested to tag along with parents, but we did provide itinerary, which was, we hope it was, besides heritage travel, it will be, the teenager will like it.
Well, there's so much to talk about. It's hard to say where to begin, but let's start with the teenage daughter on a trip like this, because it was not on her bucket list. It was on my bucket list. And my older children were too busy with their own lives and couldn't come. So I dragged along my 14-year-old daughter, but she was a trooper. There were ups and downs. The heat was a big problem for her in the initial. It was very hot. Remember, Sasha?
Yeah.
So that put a. But once she got into the schwung of the trip, she. I would say that I would hope that this would have made a lasting impression on her. But be that as it may, I mean, she'll have to talk about that in years to come. But for me, it was one of the most indelible experiences of my life, not only because, as Sophia just said, a multi-generational trip that I was able to include yet another generation to see the lineage and the continuum of our family history. But for me, this is something that Sophia and Sasha made possible, to actually get on the ground and see where my grandparents came from. And I was fortunate to have experienced a lot with my grandparents who were immigrants from on my mother's side from Bela Cherkva and Uman. And I would say the if you have to point to a pinnacle of the trip, it was when Sasha and myself and Yael walked on the lanes where my grandparents lived and spent their youth. So that was extremely poignant. I mean, I could go on and on. Other high points were, of course, Baba Yar, Sophia, where your unfortunate history is involved. It was just incredible, the transformation of Baba Yar, what it was, the hell that it was, to today it's a quiet park, and most of the people who were there probably have no idea that they're walking above the last place of thousands and thousands of Jews. But I would say that the whole trip was just given life by the experience with Sasha, because I have an interest in military history as well, and the depth and the breadth of what is going on in Ukraine today, in conjunction with what the long history of, particularly of the Jewish experience, a tragic and haunting, very troubled relationship with Ukraine and Ukrainians over the centuries, compared to the situation today, and Ukraine's struggle to deal with its past and to try to create a renaissance of their own identity and their own, not to mention their physical independence, and get out of the thumb of Russian domination. That was an eye-opener. And I would just say that the fact that Sophia and Sasha were able to dig up the genealogy of my family for back almost two centuries. I had no idea that was even possible. I thought that everything had been destroyed or wiped out over the years of war, civil war, the Soviets, the Holocaust, everything being expunged as far as the Jewish population is concerned. I was just absolutely flabbergasted in Sasha's connection with those genealogists. I mean, I'm very grateful for that. It really gives a context to, you know, you don't know who you are until you know where you came from.